Apparently they had a
Don't
trooper
forget
that said something about.
Yeah, that's what
one
I
of the
got too.
owners
The
at one
page
of the
isn't
teams said,
responding.
must be happy you got this detail.
Oh.
I'm only here
About
for
a
the
half
money.
hour ago, right before I got
They
here,
got
when I
mad
tried
and they
pulling up the agenda, I kept getting.
decided to run us
And I
instead of
rebooted
the
my
state.
computer.
Gotta check your
It was like that all from probably 10
Some
o'clock
people
this
don't know
morning.
that.
No.
Last week, there was a day last week, I think it was Tuesday, same thing.
All right, well, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Every break.
Of course, I don't have a pen, that's why I need a pen.
Can't get it up on that.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, so, unfortunately, our system isn't working, which means I have to go back into it. So we're gonna do this like it's 1980. And we're gonna go through Mr. Stevens is gonna go through the agenda, and then you're just gonna tell me how you vote, and we'll do it that way, and I'll write it down, and I'll have to go back and recreate the minutes. Okay? Go ahead, Mr. Stevens.
All right, good afternoon. We'll start the Protection Policy Committee for Monday, October 13th. It is now 4:02 PM. Roll call, let the record reflect all are present. On to approval of the agenda for Monday, October 13th.
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
So Alder Profit and Alder Hutchison. On to approval of the minutes for September 22nd.
Should we
We had
vote
a
on
vote.
Oh, sorry.
Now, we
Motion to
here we are.
approve.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
yay.
All aye.
Aye.
Nay, ayes have it. On to approval of the minutes for September 22nd, 2025.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. All right, before we start regular business, I just need to inform you the items we discuss at this meeting and vote on will be recommendation of the Common Council for final approval. Our next Common Council meeting will be on Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 PM, located in the room next door. One of the questions we do get is, do people need to attend the Common Council meeting after we have voted on your agenda item? This committee's answer to your question, our vote is a recommendation to Common Council. The items before us may or may not be pulled for further discussion at that meeting. Your attendance at the Common Council meeting is your sole discretion. Thank you. All right, on to regular business. Number one, for consideration with possible action on the appeal of excess animal permit denial at 917 Velp Avenue. Looks like this was held over from our September 22nd meeting. So if staff could give a refresher.
Yeah, it's, I checked the notes from inspection. The fence has been, the construction of the fence, it sounds like there was some snow fencing or some chain link fence that was replaced with wood panel fencing. That project has been signed off by inspection, it's completed. It's my understanding that Officer Mavis doesn't have any objections at this point, and the documents attached included 2 letters from neighbors in support of the approval. So I don't think that there's any objection to approval of the excess animal permit at this point, or approval of the appeal.
Questions, comments?
Motion to approve?
All right, do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it.
I do want to just go on record to say thank you, especially to you, sir. It seemed like you wanted to make sure that we got these dogs, and me to keep my promise to those dogs, that they would never not have a family. And so,
Thank you.
from us, we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing the work,
Yes.
Thank you for what?
doing the extra work there.
Oh my gosh, it is a gorgeous fence.
It is beautiful. I
And
drove by.
I wanted to, those are bad words, my husband, because he put the fence up wrong the first time, and I'm like, why didn't you just do it the way the permit said? Well, I don't think, that is not your job to think, you don't think, and he's like, fine. But we got the last of the last little piece done last night, so it is completely done, and it is gorgeous. We got it going horizontal instead of vertical, so it makes our yard look so much bigger.
Perfect.
Very nice.
I'm sure your neighbors are happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, especially the reactive one, yeah. The dog only barks at that one neighbor, so,
Well,
yeah.
thank you.
You might want to use a cell phone to tape the meeting.
No, I've got it, actually.
Oh, it
okay.
is up
Yes.
now? Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah,
Thank
because it was like, okay, why don't we just flip out the phones? Okay, thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. All right, on to number 2, for consideration on the possible action on the appeal by Rosemary regarding denial of her operator's license. Attorney?
Yeah, it looks like the denial was based on the qualifications of the applicant, having a May 28th OWI 4th judgment entered, conviction entered. So the grounds are subject to the non-discrimination protections that the applicant doesn't currently meet the qualifications under 125.04 sub 5.
Police, any comment?
Nope, we concur with her felony conviction, that's why it was the automatic denial from us. And it was relatively recent too.
20
May 28th of this year.
of this year. Okay. Any other comments?
Just for consideration for the anti-discrimination protections, this is an OWI for a bartender's license. So it's clearly relevant to the licensed activity. So it would be appropriate grounds for denial of the operator's permit.
Thank you. Rosemary, you're here? You're Rosemary?
Yes.
Motion to open the floor.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. All right, you can come up here. I do need you to state your name and your address for the record, please.
Rosemary Clue, 608 Blackhawk Drive.
608, I'm sorry.
Blackhawk Drive.
Thank you.
So this is where you would state your side of the case, so.
Well, thank you. And I really need this job. It's not just bartending. I am the manager there, and I do more than that. I do the inventory, I do everything for my boss back there, William Baker. I am embarrassed by it. I haven't had one since 23 and a half years ago. I just, if you guys could give me another, I am doing my treatments. I got my blower that I have to do at 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I have the interlock in my car. I mean, I'm doing everything, and I got going to foundations for my treatments. I'm doing extra treatments on my behalf. Yeah, I need to pay lots of bills. And before I even had that, I mean, I was sober for 9 years, but I just took a turn. So I lost my mom last month, and had just a couple beers, and that's all it took. And I'm very embarrassed. I have a daughter that she's 20, and she was raised very great. She's going to college. She works at St. Mary's. You just give me another chance.
Any questions?
What establishment do you work at?
Someplace else, it's a bar. I mean, I did get approved from even my judge that sentenced me.
How long have you been working there?
I've been working for Baker for at least over 20 years.
Oh, 20 years?
I'm over 20 for a different
Bartending?
Yeah. He had a place at Rody Dock also.
And you mentioned the judge gave permission?
Yes, yep, and I'm on PO, and he looked at it too, and he said, wait a minute, he goes, I do see it on here. He said it absolutely not at first, but then he looked on there and he said, the judge said you can work only at that one. And he said, well, let me talk to my supervisor, and the supervisor said only
Only
be
at-
allowed in that establishment.
Okay. And have you had a bartending license in the past
No.
that's since expired?
No.
Okay, so that's why we're here today, just because it expired? Okay.
I do have a question for police. This is the fourth OWI?
Yes.
So first, second, and third, when did those happen?
Those were, as she said, over 20 years ago. The way the state does it is if you get 2 OWIs within a 10-year period, all of them then count. So if you have 2 back-to-back, say 30 years ago, and you go 30 years without any, and then you have another one, those first 2 still count. So that's why she is correct. She hasn't had any in roughly 20 years, but that's why this one still counted, because she had 2, I'm assuming relatively close to each other. So now for the rest of her life, they all count.
When you say count as felonies?
Count as like the next
The-
offense.
oh, the next
Since
offense,
she's on
got
4th
it.
offense, every single one now would be, if, God forbid she got another one, that would still be a felony as the 5th.
Got
So
it.
every single one in her history now gets counted.
Got it.
Is this your first time in applying for operator's license in Green Bay?
No, yes.
Yes.
What do you, I'm not understanding, I'm sorry.
Your,
No, no.
your previous one, is
Oh.
it from the city of
Yes,
Green Bay?
yes,
It is?
correct.
Okay.
When did that expire?
Just this past.
Oh, I don't have access to that database.
Oh, you know.
No,
Does it
not
say it on
here.
your card?
Yeah, they took that, before
June 30th.
June.
June 30th of this year? And those are 10-year? Right?
What? How-
The operator's license?
No, they're 2.
Oh, they're 2.
So I mean, you renew them every year, every other year, depending on, you can get the full 2 years if you renew after May 1st, but before June 30th. 2
Okay,
years.
got it.
You mentioned you have family in the area?
I do, all my family's here.
Okay. And do they provide support?
Oh, absolutely, yes. They're, yep. Like, I'm totally embarrassed by it. Gotta carry it around, got that interlock and.
And your boss is here?
Yes. if
Okay.
You would like to speak to him, you would like him to. You want to say a couple words?
Are you done?
Yeah.
You come up.
Both of them up.
All right.
I just need you to state your name and your address for the record, please.
My name is William Baker Sr. My address is 1339 Gross Avenue. And I'm here speaking on her behalf, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like going out on a limb for a lot of people because I don't like getting egg in my face. But she's been with me, hasn't quite been 20 years, but 08 is when I first opened my first establishment, which was a loading dock bar. And now I've moved over to someplace else since Paul Pancrete bought that. And you could search, I don't have a lot of issues at my establishments. I've tried to run, even though they're in a, I don't know how to say it politically correct, but I think we know where they're located. We haven't really had a lot of issues. I don't have a lot of tolerance for that. And part of the agreement with her coming back is I made a lot of concessions to hold her job for her. And it's been difficult, but she's worth that in gold, you know, so I bent over backwards to, hopefully we can get this resolved. But she's not allowed to drink at the bar. I can say that her OWI didn't happen after work, it didn't happen anything to do with the establishment. She went up north. And what transpired up there, I have no idea. So, but I have a pretty tight policy about people getting inebriated behind the bar. For one, that's when mistakes happen. Two, that's not what I'm paying you to do. And I just released somebody that was doing that. So that's not the type of establishment I want to be. And Rosemary does a lot more than bartender. She also does the scheduling, organizing events, taking care of inventory, picking up product, making sure we have what we need to be successful. So she's a key ingredient to the success.
Is she there alone periodically, or is there another bartender or something? like
Well, we usually only have one bartender on, but there's a lot of times I'm there in the morning and that, but I mean, I'm not gonna be there 24/7. I know that she wouldn't need a license per se if she had another licensed bartender on premise. But that's not a realistic thing to ask people to do.
And what are your hours at your establishment?
We open at 8 AM and she usually works 8 to 2. She cleans the bar, gets everything set up, meets with the distributors. So and sometimes she's there doing other things and we do have somebody else there, but I don't want to mislead you and think that she's not there alone at some point, because she is.
Monday through Friday or Thursday through Sunday?
Well, it varies. It varies, mostly
okay.
during the week. Prior to her leaving, it was just Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then occasional weekend, she would step up if somebody were to miss work.
Okay.
I do have a question for police.
Yes, sir.
Someplace else, how is it as an establishment? Police calls and stuff?
I know the name, but we don't get called there, so I know of it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I know of it by renewing their
Yeah.
liquor license every year, just going through them all
Yeah.
that, but no, it's not a place that we're called to at all. It's,
And my other one was the loading dock.
yep,
Webster.
yep, so I can't think of any call, can you, that we've had there?
We did have one incident.
Yeah,
Loading dock.
and like you said, we understand incidents happen, but it's not one where we're constantly being called there, that it's on our radar or a problem establishment for us.
Okay.
And I do give police full access, obviously, to my cameras. They can come in whenever they want and just, for any reason.
I see this last charge was in July of '24, but your no contest plea wasn't till May of '25.
Yeah, and excuse me, I'm sorry, I will say that she did work that whole period from when she got out in August,
With the bracelet.
all the way through with the bracelet, and we had no incidents.
Any other questions? Okay. Anything else you would like to say?
I like my license back.
And I wouldn't be here today if I didn't think she could do it. I promise you that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you both.
Make a
Thank you
motion to
very
close
much.
the- You're welcome. Make a motion to close the floor.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. All right, discussion.
I guess for law, I get a question is, I'm reading the prohibitions, and it originally did say she couldn't be present in a bar and all that, but I do see it does say working in the bar or restaurant is acceptable. Do we have paperwork to say the judge okayed all that, or
Well, I mean, that's in the
narrative?
conditions that are recorded on CCAP, so, I mean, if it weren't in the minutes, it wouldn't be on CCAP.
Okay.
Any other comments?
I think the behavior and attitude, I think, is what is needed for us to even consider approval of the appeal. I'm going to recommend approval of the appeal. I move.
Second.
Any other comments? Well, I want to thank both of you for coming here. I know it's difficult coming in front of us, so. It's fairly new, so I'm a little hesitant, so. You have to thank your boss, because I'm going to vote in favor of this, so. So I better thank him, because, and there would be no issues with your establishment, so, which is a plus in my book, so.
Thank you.
All right, so I have a motion for approval, right?
Appeal.
Yeah, of the appeal, and we have a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Yep, so final approval will be at the next common council meeting, so.
Okay.
And once that's done, then the clerk's office will reach out to you.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Number 3, for consideration with possible action on license amendment for 1234 State Street Bulldogs Bar to amend the premise description to horseshoe pit and inside bar area. Attorney?
Yeah, so when the renewal request for this liquor license was submitted, the description of the licensed premises were bar storage and horseshoe pits. It's my understanding that this bar has been torn down and rebuilt. The work was started without permits. There was no certificate of occupancy granted until last
October
week.
1st.
Yeah, well, I thought it was October 8th.
Oh, okay.
But it was this month that a certificate of occupancy was granted. The new building was kind of built from the back forward towards the street. The process has been not according to standard procedure or policy or permits. But it's my understanding that as of last week, inspection has signed off, has granted the certificate of occupancy. So while this business has not been operating within their licensed premises for months, it does appear that everything is compliant at this point going forward. So now the request is to recognize that the liquor license applies to the inside bar area and the horseshoe pits. So it is bringing the liquor license to match where the alcohol is actually being served.
Okay. Was there any fines or fees?
That is currently in the works.
So nothing's been paid yet?
Nothing has been issued yet.
Oh, nothing's been issued. But they're forthcoming?
I would defer to PD on that.
No. Okay, PD?
We are working with inspection to find out exactly when they were not supposed to be in the building, because at that point, then their liquor license is not valid because they don't have a premise. So one of our officers is investigating when that happened. Posts that were made on social media around draft time showing that they were actually serving when they might not have had a liquor license. So once we solidify that, then citations will be forthcoming to them.
Let me just add that when they came in to obtain their liquor license, and the license says, the license from last year, pre the amendment says horseshoe pit and bar storage area. They spoke to myself and the deputy clerk, and we were led to believe that the horseshoe pit was in a building, and it is not. So in trying to bring them into compliance, because you sell, serve, consume alcohol in an area that is defined on your license, I encourage them to get a license amendment. Unfortunately, I think that there are some other issues that are addressed here, as the attorney and Lieutenant Mahoney had described, that may result in some other fines and fees.
And how would that affect it if we approve this today? Or
How
are
would
we
it affect
better
the
off-
fines and fees?
Yeah. or are
It
we-
would not, to my understanding, but I should defer to PD and Attorney Mays.
Yeah, any violations that have already occurred, the city has up to 2 years to issue citations for any violations that may have occurred. So it would not impact those. It would just bring their liquor license into compliance going forward, so that it would match the area that they are actually serving out of.
So those future fees or citations will not affect this current one that they're applying for, or adding to?
Correct. So any fees and any fines that they would pay is based on the activity that they had engaged in without an appropriate liquor license describing where they sell, serve, consume. So that, is what PD is investigating. That just sort of stands on its own. And so the license amendment is before you today, so that they can be in compliance now that they have a certificate of occupancy, so that they can sell, serve, consume appropriately in their building, in their new building.
Okay, so this is an amendment to an existing permit?
Correct.
Okay, and the existing permit didn't recognize the outside consumption of alcohol? Is that-
The existing liquor license description said horseshoe pit, which is actually an outdoor area,
Okay.
and bar storage. The bar storage referred to the building that was torn down.
Oh, okay.
So now the new license still have horseshoe pit, but, I can't remember, I should have it right in front of me, right here. And it says an inside bar area. So that refers to the new building that they built, beginning this year, in the late spring of this year.
Okay, and they have a diagram that shows the bar, the building, and then outside it, they have the horseshoe pit.
Correct,
Okay, so that made it clear that horseshoe pit's outside.
not inside.
Okay, and that needs the amendment.
Correct.
Okay.
Does police have any other violations other than being open without a license? And
No,
Any calls
we've
there?
had no other violations. We found out about this through inspection, that they were essentially operating, could have been, or could be operating without a license because they weren't occupying the building, because it was under construction.
Okay. All kinds of stuff.
Yes.
So this excuse me. So this license was issued in June,
Absolutely.
so there was none in 2024.
Is this a renewal though?
It's a renewal, yeah. I mean, they've been in business for quite some time.
I think the original application that you sent over was like 2020.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
And do we know when construction started?
This spring.
Spring?
Well, there are photos in the inspection file from February 4th that show a partially completed building without adequate fire barriers between the old building and the new building. Permits weren't applied for. The business ended up paying double permit fees for all of the inspection-related permits. So that's added up to between $600 and $700 in extra permit fees.
And that's been paid?
To the best of my knowledge, yeah. Otherwise, I don't think the certificate of occupancy would have been issued until those were paid. So there have been some consequences already, but the entire process of tearing down and rebuilding this building was not appropriate.
Okay.
So that's what the issue is,
Yes.
not the liquor license.
Well, yes, the liquor license is part of the issue of tearing down a building, because the license description has to match where you're selling, serving, and consuming. And because they tore down a building, the bar storage was actually in the building that they had torn down. And then when they told us, well, we're still serving in the horseshoe pit, they led us to believe the horseshoe pit was an indoor space, when it's in fact not. So, they can have an outdoor space to serve, that's not a problem. But the bar storage from 2023 referred to the building that was torn down. That's the issue. So, you can have a valid license describing where the alcohol is sold, served, and consumed, and they did not. They had a license, but it didn't match where they were actually having the liquor activity.
if we were to hold this till like November 17th, how would it affect them other than they couldn't serve in the horseshoe? Would they still be able to be open in the present building there?
Well,
Thank you, that was my next question.
Well, what is
So-
the, sorry, I didn't hear a recommendation here though. Are we recommending that
That
from
was-
police and that it's,
So
Like, I'm also surprised they're not here.
I'm a little bit too. So the prior liquor license was granted to a prior building. A new building has been constructed. The certificate of occupancy has been granted. At this point, compliance has been reached. So going forward, the question of whether to hold this, I mean, obviously that rests with the four of you and council, ultimately, whether to grant the amendment. But there wouldn't be any inspection-related reasons to hold it at this point. Right now, the way they describe their premises is at 1234 State Street in a bar storage area and the horseshoe pits. So if this wasn't approved, if they were serving, selling, consuming anywhere outside of something that could be identified as a bar storage area or horseshoe pits, they would be selling outside their licensed premises. So it could impact their ability to continue operating. At the same time, with compliance being met by inspection, this action that's before the committee is to bring that description to match what's actually happening on site. So it's less about the consequences of historic and prior potential violations. And that accountability, to a certain extent, has been seen through the double permit fees, and may have further enforcement action taken based on police investigation. So those are kind of separate standalone issues that wouldn't be impacted by the committee's decision today.
Lieutenant, have they been cooperative as far as their, in the beginning, they have to sign off on safety plan, allowing you to see cameras?
Yeah, they are grandfathered in
Yeah.
because
So they
they are
have to?
from, I believe, I just went to their Facebook, they've been in operation since 1996, before we had the stipulation agreement, so they're grandfathered in where they're not required to do that.
Being a new building doesn't change the grandfather?
Thank you for asking that question. So I attempted to get some input from the Department of Revenue on that, whether or not this would be a new license. Unfortunately, I did not hear back from them, and then I had to leave halfway through the summer for personal matters. So,
Do you think you'll hear back from them?
no, I mean, that was June,
No.
July. So, yeah, from the Department of Revenue. Because that was my intent, was to make it a new liquor license for a new building. But of course, the other issue is that while it's a new building, it's not a different address.
So they don't have cameras or anything?
Well, they're not required, or no place, I guess, is required to have, they're not required to have a stipulation agreement, or we didn't even present them one because they've been around so long. If the owners ever change, the new owners, we would ask for them to sign a stipulation agreement, but it's been the same owner for so long.
Okay.
One was never presented to them.
Is there anyone online?
Oh, you know what?
Oops.
Brandy Hibbard. Miss Hibbard, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi, and what item are you here for?
I'm with the Brown County Tavern League.
Okay.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I just don't like how much they haven't followed compliance with inspections as far as getting the permits and the truthfulness on the application.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I kind of like them to be here.
Yeah, they should be here.
I'm sorry, say that one more
Oh,
time.
I kind of would like them to be here.
Yeah.
But I guess because they have permit to occupy, they must have followed the standards that our building inspectors use to make sure the building's appropriate. And they must have filled out the permits they need to get it done, right?
After the fact.
Okay, so a lot of it
so
wasn't done right.
They drove by, did inspections drive by and see, oh, a building's gone, we have no permits for this? Or like, how did that, was it a
How did they
complaint?
discover that?
How did they discover that they weren't?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I'm not positive on that. Now, the new building started from the back of the parcel, and they built it moving forward with the street facing most part of the bar torn down. They have a Facebook video showing May 5th, that front portion was torn down. And then they continued building the new building up to like where the front of the facade was of the old building.
Okay.
So they started from the back and worked their way front. I'm not sure how they ended up becoming aware of this new building. I don't know if that was potentially the bar storage area that they mentioned in their February liquor license renewal application. But from the street, you definitely would have been able to drive by and not notice that there was a new building being constructed from the back of the parcel working forward.
But again, they ultimately did get the permits.
Correct.
Ultimately got approval, and they got the occupancy permit.
Paid double.
Yeah, so,
Has there been any issues with this, like PD-wise establishment over the course of the last year or
No,
two?
where this location is, it's more of, I call it the mill type
Yeah.
bar down there in State Street, or the mom and pop. So in terms of us being there for disorderly people, no, not at all.
Okay.
hmm,
Terrible question for legal. Are we able to like require that stipulation agreement moving forward on this?
It can't be required as a condition of the liquor license.
Okay.
It could be asked as a sign of good faith. If the council is debating whether or not to grant the amendment to the premises. But it can't be a condition
Okay.
on the liquor license.
oh. But how then can it be an issue of debate with the council to approve this if that isn't part of the liquor license?
Well, I think like if we perhaps would offer to hold it and have that be I mean, the applicant isn't here. I find that to be problematic as well. We are talking about, they knew that they didn't follow the processes. They might have said, yeah, oh, I got a certificate now, but like they still know that their liquor license moving forward is hinged on this discussion right here. So, and they're not here. So if we hold it and as an act of good faith, they can maybe come back to the table and agree to that at least.
It would be something that
Or
they
just
could
show up.
offer,
Yeah.
they could offer to do that as a sign of good faith. If there are, members of the committee or council that are kind of on the fence, they can do that to help, sell their case that they're going to be compliant going forward, that they want to be cooperative. But ultimately, that can't be a condition that's
Condition.
attached to the
Got it.
license.
Got it.
Any other questions? All right.
I make a motion to hold it till the November 17th PNP meeting.
Okay.
Did we decide what that would do to, in terms of their ability to serve between now and then?
I mean, the issue, of course, is they're holding on to a physical license that has the wrong description on it.
Okay.
They have been, people buy alcohol and they use that license in order to buy alcohol. So I'm not sure what we do with a license that actually is not accurate, they still have possession of in terms of them buying alcohol. I'm not sure. This is a unique one.
Mhm.
So when you say they use that to buy alcohol, like with their vendors
Yes.
and whatnot?
Yes.
And none of the vendors have said?
They would
This
know,
doesn't
right?
jive,
If we
okay.
issue a license to them and it's valid, then all the vendors, all the distributors
They
are gonna be
look
like,
at
yeah, you're good.
Okay.
But if the diagram that they submitted shows tables in like a dining area. Is that considered bar storage? Can there be consumption or sales happening in that dining area? That's a good question. Per the description of their licensed premises, it's not included in their licensed premises. So they could be running afoul of the premises that they described in their liquor license application back in February. There's also the argument that could be made that because it's an entirely new building, those premises described in February don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, I mean, as I said, I tried to get something from the Department of Revenue, I did not hear back from them. Because that's what I thought.
And do we know how long they've been open and operating since the construction of the new building?
Like Lieutenant Mahoney said, there was video showing a concert held in the new building around the draft time. So that would be late April.
Okay. And then they've continued to operate as they go into compliance with?
It seemed like they were operating in parts of the building that they kept constructing. So like the main front part of the building that you see from the street was ripped down in May. But during draft weekend, everyone remembers that. They were open and operating, they listed concerts, they listed drink specials and all that. But they, at that time, they were technically in the middle of construction where they shouldn't have been operating in the building because inspection didn't sign off, giving them the COs.
Certificate of
The
occupancy.
CO.
See, that's
That's what
where
we're
I'm about
investigating
too.
to see when they were told, okay, you want to do this, great.
You gotta shut it down to do
Yes.
it. Okay.
It's like they're trying to defy the law, in a way. Or the ordinances.
Well, yeah, that's conjecture, because they're not here to answer the
Right.
question.
Can
So,
it-
I think,
Is it possible, I agree with the motion to hold, I don't know legally what that does with their ability to serve, but could we give notification that, hey, council is meeting next Tuesday, and give them the opportunity to talk then?
Yeah.
And potentially shift, we could change
Oh,
to the full council? Like,
Yeah,
let
for
them know,
approval.
like, the biggest holdup here right now is they're not here. And that's problematic, because you
and
weren't.
shouldn't they be more accurate in their application of amendment to include any areas where they're gonna serve? I mean, they've earned the microscope, they've earned it because of how they've acted this year, so we should ask for a more accurate description of where alcohol will be served, right?
And can
Is
I-
that okay?
yeah.
mean,
When did they come in and sign this? Because they signed it the year 2026. Was that this?
Oh, the new application?
Yeah, the
Oh, I
one that we
didn't-
have in
I
our
didn't-
packet?
I'm sorry, I didn't see
It's
it.
okay, I mean, I'm not gonna, it's not a big deal, but
They,
like,
they came in,
Oh, yeah,
September,
2026. So for 30th?
yeah.
But it
because-
says 26.
Oh, it says 2026?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, yeah, no, that's not right. They came in September 30th?
okay, so that's when it was signed,
The second one with the
Okay.
amended description. That's right, September
so that it was recently done.
30th, yep.
So they just wrote through on here on that.
Yeah.
But we could reject this amendment because it's not signed properly, dated properly.
Right, because you can't sign something in the future.
Yeah. I would also say let's hold this until the next protection policy meeting. And they do need to give us an updated license amendment. That says 25.
That says
not
25,
26.
okay.
Okay.
That would be, so thank you for noticing that.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's get them in here.
And the description that they provided on that license amendment is the description that they had determined with both myself and Deputy Menke speaking to them.
Okay.
Okay.
But there's more based on photographs, is that what I'm hearing? There's more area where alcohol could be served? Or their February one that they brought, well, that was the one that had issues with the location, and now this one is your recommendation based on the new building?
Yes
Sorry,
and no.
trying to follow.
No, no, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, the February one was not fully accurate, right? This one was the one, like, please give an appropriate description, and this was what the appropriate description was from the person who owns the building,
Okay.
the business.
Okay.
Based on the diagram, I would agree that inside bar area and horseshoe pits covers the areas that they have drawn in the diagram.
Okay, so that's okay, clear.
And when you say the
Okay.
diagram, do you have another one that's not in our packet? Because the diagram that I'm looking at is not. It's just like the road and says bar and then horseshoe pit in the back.
You mentioned
like a
one that
fenced
had
area.
tables showing in it.
Yeah, we don't
see
have that one.
Is that from the February one? Because now I'm in the thing, so. I'm on TV, so I don't want to go away from.
It may have been when I was looking at inspection documents.
Okay.
Oh,
So my suggestion is we hold this till the next P and P meeting.
Yep.
Get the corrected, they have to refill out the amendment. And we should ask them to be here. If they want to do it at common council, which is next week, that forces them to get all the paperwork to clerk's office within the week. Make sense?
Sure. And so that's an amendment to Alder Morgan's motion
Well, to hold it, I
Yeah.
think we should just hold it to P and
with
P.
more stuff, okay.
I have hold until 11/17 P&P meeting, correct, I'll fix it, darn it. Correct amendment.
Second.
So
Do we need a
basi-
second?
So basically, we're
Okay, it's
denying
done.
their application amendment because date's wrong. Right? We're
Wait, you're
rejecting.
denying or holding?
Rejecting. She have to refill out the license amendment because it's incorrect.
Well, I just have that you're holding it and you're basically directing the clerk's office to tell them to correct the amendment.
Yeah.
But not that you're rejecting the amendment because it's a
Well,
wrong
correct.
date,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Affirmative.
so who seconded it?
Second.
Okay. Oops.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Well, that was a little complicated, but let's move on to the next. Informational, Green Bay Police Department violation report for liquor and massage establishments.
From September 18th to October 9th of 2025, we had an incident at 100 South Broadway, 100 Bar and Grill. An officer followed up on a tavern check. The owner was cited for a violation of their stipulation agreement. On that same establishment, we were also there on September 19th, where officers did a bar check. Bartender was found to be working without a copy of their operator's license. At that time, they were just given a warning. I can tell you with that establishment, we have had a correction meeting with them. We are doing further investigation and follow-up on it, so it is one that we are actively looking into in case you get calls on it. We are following the procedures set up through the city ordinance with the correction meeting, giving them a chance to fix the issues. And then if they don't, then we'll seek other remedies.
No, this one, because we've been through this, I know recently with a different one, but this is a little different because there's a property owner and the bar is operating, like leasing the space or renting the
Yeah.
space, right?
Yeah, the owner of the building and the bar and the person that holds the liquor license is different than, I guess, a person that's managing and running
Okay.
the establishment.
So that correction meeting, were all parties attended, or was it just the property owner? Everyone was there?
Yeah, we let all parties attend, so everyone was crystal clear and
Okay,
on the
great.
same page, so they couldn't say that they didn't know.
Perfect.
So yes, they were all there for that one.
All right.
Then on September 19th at 631 Bellevue Street, we had issues. The bar owner and the bartender were both cited for not having a licensed operator on premise because the owner allowed a bartender to bartend without a license. They were also issued a warning for violating their stipulation agreement. That is the old Getaway Bar, and we are going to be pulling them in or requesting they appear for a correction meeting as well, because we've been having other issues there as well with the new owner. And then September 30th, North Washington, 201 North Washington, male arrested. We haven't had a lot of calls there. He was just taken to jail for disorderly conduct and drugs. And then October 2nd, we were back at 631 Bellevue again. 4 individuals were warned for DC, and a property referral was also submitted at that time. So the one on Bellevue, we are, I know Alder Morgan, that's your district, we are trying to work with the owner, having him come in, follow, once again, the steps in the ordinance, they have a correction meeting to hopefully solve the issues that are going on there.
Is that that new owner that was,
Yes,
we thought was gonna solve all the problems there?
yes.
And am I seeing correct on our city parcel data, 5 calls in 13 days at that location?
For 631 Bellevue? Yeah, there could be 5 calls, but some of them might have been our community police officer
Gotcha.
creating a call because he's there to talk to the owner, so it's not
Gotcha.
necessarily 5,
Active incidents?
correct.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Our next meeting is November 17th, adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Ayes have it. We're now adjourned.